Taronga Shark Media.
Hello there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Good news if you were recently on a plane and you like plots straight out of like a Hallmark movie. This is your captain speaking. Will you marry me? Yeah, Captain Conrad Hank got on the PA system during a recent flight to Krakow. He told passengers about the love of his life, his girlfriend Paula. She is a flight attendant and was on the same flight. He made the announcement, which is, much more enjoyable than a 2-hour delay. Paula heard it, and she came running down the aisle. Luckily for everybody on board, she said, yeah. Keith, the passenger, commented, very nice moment seen in person from row 3. There were a lot of wet eyes on board. Best wishes for a long and happy future together. Excuse me, can I have a soda? Good news for Asian elephants Tang, Mo, and Pak Boon. They are moving to a new mixed species habitat. They're leaving Australia's Taronga Zoo after almost 2 decades. This is part of Taronga's Great Migration. They'll move into a newly established 14-hectare open-range habitat in South Australia with 3 other elephants from the Auckland Zoo and the Perth Zoo. Meanwhile, at the Taronga Zoo, there'll be a new habitat replacing the space these guys were in. This will feature Hari, the greater one-horned rhinoceros from the Dubo Zoo, who will join several water buffalo. In case you didn't know, the greater one-horned rhinoceros is often referred to as a real-life unicorn because they have one horn. Cameron Kerr is in charge of the place, and he says, while these magnificent creatures will certainly be missed in Sydney, I'm so heartened to plan for the move to Monardo Safari Park. Will they be able to join a bigger herd and live in a more complex habitat? I'd like to thank the Kingdom of Thailand for their ongoing support of this program and also acknowledge the dedicated keepers and staff across Taronga Zoo Sydney who've cared for our elephants in Sydney for almost 2 decades. Zoo's South Australia Chief Executive Elaine said the most important thing is to get the elephants safely to their new home in South Australia so they settle in and start to benefit from being in a social herd. Did you know there's a giant heart on Pluto? Picture Jupiter's great red spot, except this is a heart. Researchers believe the huge heart-shaped feature was likely caused by a giant and slow oblique angle impact. Scientists used smooth particle hydrodynamics simulation software to digitally recreate such impacts. The simulations confirm the scientists' suspicions about the angle of impact. The heart has several elements. The western part is called Sputnik Planitia. That area is about 3 to 4 kilometers lower in elevation than most of the surface of Pluto. Dr. Harry Ballantyne from the University of Boon said the bright appearance of Sputnik Planitia is due to it being mostly filled with white nitrogen ice that moves and convects to constantly smooth out the surface. The nitrogen most likely accumulated quickly after the impact due to the lower altitude. The eastern part of the heart is also covered by a similar layer, much of which is still unclear to scientists. Remember the Tiger King, Joe Exotic and all that? Well, a San Diego wildlife sanctuary announced that 2 of the 69 tigers rescued from the Tiger King are thriving in their Alpine, California location. It took 3 years to get the Bengal tigers Jem and Zoe back on normal weight and back to their wild ways. An executive for Lions, Tigers, and Bears told Fox 5 San Diego the trauma from long-term abuse had led to the development of uncharacteristic behavior, such as not eating for days at a time. You can visit Zoe and Jem at the sanctuary, but you have to make a reservation. And as the name implies, there's not just tigers, there are also lions, bobcats, and leopards. However, in this article, no mention of bears. Have you heard of Taylor Swift? No, not her. Taylor J. Swift. Taylor J. Swift first learned of the singer when he was 15 years old. He's 34 now. He said, at first I thought, no big deal. She's a singer with a hit song or 2. This won't impact me. But I was wrong. As time continued, I started to find it frustrating. He told Business Insider, I was just a kid trying to live my life, and now I'm sharing a name with a big singer. And I just moved back to Ohio to live with my dad, and I was the new kid at school, and my name was Taylor Swift. To top it off, I had a Justin Bieber haircut. I had glasses. I was on the debate team. It was not a fun time. He considered going by TJ, but stuck to his guns and said, I was given this name for a reason, and I'm going to grow and become who I'm meant to be, Taylor J. Swift. Taylor J says, when I do interviews with the press, I ask them to please quote me as Taylor J. Swift so no one confuses me with the pop singer. That way, no one wonders why Taylor Swift is speaking on congressional modernization and oversight. I also include the J on my business cards when applying to jobs to avoid confusion. Yeah, here at the Starbucks, when we didn't think Taylor Swift wanted to be a barista. It's okay, Jay. Oh yeah, this creeps into life every day. He says, for example, just this past weekend, I booked a dinner reservation for 2 under the name Taylor Swift. I could tell the hostess seemed a bit disappointed when I showed up. Those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. If you would like the episodes commercial free, open up Apple Podcasts and push that subscribe button where it says Calaroga Shark Plus. $4.99 a month. You'll get this show and all the other shows on the network ad free. You have a great day.